Yo, Artifam, how about last week's quest, right? That was crazy. New story developments, new characters introduced, new collaborations, more speculation. It was all completely hype. And you would think, in the middle of a bear market, when things are looking disastrous out here, I'm having more fun than I've ever had in NFTs. Up to this point, it's been like we've been in a character creation mode, and now the lore is rolling out, the world crafting, the world building for what seems could be the biggest or best video game, meta game of all time. So it's just really exciting to be an Artifact community member at this point, and I'm glad you're along for the ride with me. And in episode 5 here, we're going to analyze some of what happened last week. We're not going to dive too far into the weeds on it because it can get pretty confusing. But we're going to have some fun and have a little speculation too on some of the other information that leaked out. And hey, let's just do this, right? But I thought it was only fitting this week that we would suit up and take a ride to the Draco constellation. Let's go. Alright, so let's dive into some of the research and some of the information that we gleaned over the last week. But before we do, I wanted to talk about a message that we got in Discord. This is the Animus FAQ, TBU, to be updated. Okay, so how to get the egg drop. At the time of the snapshot, you must have a clone X in your wallet. The timing will be communicated in November. What's in the egg? Each egg contains one Animus creature. They are clone companions with unique abilities and powers. Ooh, that sounds great. So when will the egg reveal? 2023. What do you do with your egg? You take good care of it until it hatches. Wow, unique powers and abilities companion. That sounds super amazing. One of the questions that a lot of people in the community are having though is how many eggs are we going to get per clone? Are we looking at just 1 egg, 2, 5, 10? We do know that at one point last year in an interview with the Defiant News, Benoit did say that there would be a 100K to 200K increase in the collection size. I mean, it sounded like they were maybe toying around with the idea, but it sounded pretty serious. Could this be what he was talking about? The eggs. I mean, 100K to 200K? I mean, you got 20,000 clones. Is that five eggs per clone? That would be really crazy. I don't want anybody to rush out and start buying clones based on this speculation. We have no idea. But, it'd be pretty interesting for sure if there was. A tweet that I had last week, I was just wondering if we will see the Planet Killer destroy Orbitar and the progenitor, leaving the Genesis Clone X to carry on the proliferation of the progeny and rebuild a new world. It'd be pretty epic if your clone could spawn second-gen clones. The value proposition would go nuclear. Which it definitely would, right? But total speculation here. I mean, one thing that YCXC said in one of his tweets where he said it was going to be sad, dramatic, and adventurous. So I took sad to mean that, there's going to be something kind of disastrous that happens. And it sounds like when you have a planet killer coming into planet Orbitar, possibly it kills the planet and maybe the progenitor with it, leaving the 20,000 piece Clone X collection to carry on the clone race. So maybe we can clone ourselves and create new clones. Who knows? Alright, so let's just dive into the side quest here. It first started with this tweet on October 10th. Side quest starting in about 30 minutes. Everyone is welcome to participate. That's really cool. I mean, it's open to the entire community. Anybody who's interested in NFTs or anybody who's just interested in what Artifact has going on could participate, which is great. So the quest got super hairy, and once again, J Topcat coming in like a hero, solving the lion's share of these quests, but not without help from the community. You have Cass is hosting spaces and gathering the community there, and everyone's tossing around ideas. And then you got the Queens of Clone X that also hosted a space, which was hilarious and entertaining, but like people were coming in there to just contribute ideas and stuff. So it's a community effort, but definitely JTopCat deserves a lot of credit here. Also, there was this Miro board that I believe maybe Benoit put together, or one of the team members, but this huge board, which is the first time I've used something like this, but just allows 100 people to be able to collaborate at the same time, which is totally crazy. But you can see here it was hilarious. There was memes down there. A bunch of people put their Clone X avatars in there. There was some a quest section, and just like all kinds of information, and it was developing on the fly. First time I've ever seen that. I mean, this is like some new territory here. I think the last time I had any kind of a quest like this was way back in the day for Halo 2, if you can believe it. But back then they had some like meme-like quests where you had to search the internet and do stuff, but like this is that times 100. This is so cool and crazy, but to collaborate with 100 people on the Miro board was epic. I also wanted to give some props out because this is something that Cass put together just to show some team members that helped solve some of the quests. So, props to all you guys and thank you for all the effort. It was epic. So, I don't want to get too far into the weeds on a lot of the quests because, to be honest, I was wildly confused the entire time. But just to give you a look, like this is how deep some of the quest specifics were, and like what it took to solve some of these. Like it's no joke for sure, and you really got to know what you're doing quest wise, and it's not easy, right? I mean, you kind of got to be a master at logical puzzles and just breaking down these intricate systems to come up with this work. So, wow, hats off to everybody. So, one thing that we did see that was really interesting is the introduction of this AI worm. And if you're not following Clone X Corp, I believe it's run by the team. And we saw this AI worm, which was really interesting because this worm seems to be an AI that possibly was constructed by the residents of this system, maybe a planet orbitar, an AI that was built to defend the system. And so this is a new character that seems to have a personality too, which is really cool. And it's struggling with this idea that it is an artist and also like highly functional planetary defense system, right? So like two totally different concepts. But what was really cool is they were asking a bunch of questions throughout where we had to actually vote on a lot of the questions that this AI was asking us, and things were developing as we voted, which was really cool. But one thing that I thought was really interesting that the AI worm said is that, "Thank you, but I'm the ultimate objective being. I will not be condescended to." That was when we were telling this AI that it was a great artist. Then it says, I single-handedly defeated an armada of stellar killer specters in the dust of Beetlejuice. I guess all I'm good for after all is destroying specters. So, specters, right? That seems to be a new enemy that we're going to have to deal with, which is a really cool sounding enemy, but also it's awesome that there's this AI that is a planetary defender, and we're going to see what it's capable of real soon, I believe. I mean, we have the planet killer coming in hot, so we're going to need this help. Also, one of the cool things that the AI asked us to do was to create an image of a dragon with a piece of cauliflower. And, there's all this generative art going on with systems like DALL-E and the ability of AI to now generate artwork on the fly. All you have to do is give it some command prompts and it will create whatever kind of AI artwork you want. And I thought this one was hilarious. and epic. So somebody just said, you know, dragon with a piece of cauliflower, and that's what the AI artwork came up with. Look how epic that is. Cauliflower has never looked so cool ever, and whoever came up with that one killed it, and it was mostly toasty, so nailed that. So let's get into this video real quick before we talk about any more tweets. So I'm just going to play the video straight through, and then we'll talk about it after. And here we go. Okay, so a lot going on there, right? Like, it was a mind blower on several different levels, but this led to the realization that Rimowa, a luxury luggage brand, is now going to be a collab with Artifact, which is crazy for several different reasons. So, before we dive into that, I want to talk about this tweet here. So, day after, I took a look at the video at the end, and we could see some of the things that were on the table. So we could see two what looked like robot vials. Here's this robot here. Maybe this is Jarlin, and then, you know, we've got a space strip. There's some Rimowa callouts here and here. On the screen, we could see something that said something about an artisan mech. On the table up here, we saw a pigeon, Jeff Staple pigeon. What looked like an MK flower here. So dayafter.e, thank you for this information. That was a good breakdown. Definitely some alpha going on there. So let's check that out. So let's look a little bit at some of the Rimowa stuff. So first, I want to point out what Johnny Kicks, man, just always right on point, and was ready for the Rimowa collab here, and came up with some really great designs, especially this little Murakami bag right here. Everybody went crazy for it, but once again, Johnny's super talented, all over it, just always hustling and just crushing it. So nice job, Johnny. That was awesome. But also, we can look at some tie-ins with LeBron James and Rimowa. And, you know, we've seen recently the LeBron James beard addition to one of the clones. So clearly, King James is involved here. We don't know to what level or when this is officially going to be rolled out. But once again, here he is with Rimowa. That is a sweet case, by the way, too, right? I mean, these people are no joke. Rimowa is all the way on point. So there he is again with the luxury luggage. And then here's Benoit announcing the partnership officially. So been working on this for a while with the whole team and can't wait till you see the rest of the story quest and discover the drop. Opportunity for everyone to mint once the quest is over. That's a big one too. There's a lot of questions here. Like, first of all, we don't know how big the collection size is, but I have a feeling this is going to be in pretty high demand. And I don't know, is it 1,000? Maybe even less than 1,000? Are they going to do? It would be great if they did like a 5,000 or less, but it's probably going to be 1,000 or less. And when you're talking like not only the 10,000 people that own clones that can be in on this, but also this is going to be available to the whole public. So we're not sure how that's going to roll out or what's going to happen, but definitely really interesting. But before we move on though, I do want to give some props to the music on that video. That's from Jim Guthrie, which I don't know if you've ever played his game Sword and Sorcery for the iPad, but it's just a really epic game, and the music's amazing throughout. And Jim's really talented, and it's crazy that they got him to do the music for this, because just a big fan, and it's really epic that he's involved. So let's see what else we got. There was something else I wanted to talk about real quick, and this is Ben making a good point here. So luxury brands have been non-stop collaborating in the past years, but to be honest, a lot of it has been very uninspiring and resulting in some big logo combos. We've been curating amazing collabs with Artifact, working hard to bring those icons into our world in a fresh way. And this is really great leadership, if you ask me, to be honest, because they're going to go beyond what you would expect with just this slap a logo on a piece of luggage type vibe. I mean, what is it going to be, right? It could be anything. I think they're going to probably do something like a pretty unique piece of luggage, right? I mean, seems like that would make sense. Maybe something that's not like your standard piece, just something that's a little bit more unique and tailor-made to the whole Artifact system. Maybe it's going to be something for your shoes, like a shoe holder or something. I mean, we saw that one with LeBron James here. Okay, so I don't know I forgot what that was for. Maybe for wine bottles or something like that. But imagine if there was a case that would hold your shoes. That would be so epic. Because there's a lot of people here that don't really, and myself included for sure, that don't know how to take care of super expensive shoes. So to have a stout piece of luggage like this that is unbreakable, and I mean, that would be really a huge bonus. And it seems likely if they're going to try to do something unique, right? So that's really it for what I've got for that entire quest line last week. It was fast, it was furious, there was a lot going on. It was really exciting and a lot of cool lore, and the videos that they dropped are just so epic. So congrats Artifact on this whole rollout. You're really crushing this to a level I've never seen, and it's just really exciting. And the one last piece, little nugget here, okay? YCXC coming through with some more just like speculative stuff for me anyway, like GN, see you on the other side of our world. So on episode 4, with the Coda and with Sure Shot Doc's speculation that, that Chris Lee tweet where he said something is brewing, and then there was another tweet from Benoit that said, that we're going to get a clone council together to see what's on the other side of the iceberg. So the other side of the iceberg, I mean, there's an other side logo that shows an iceberg in it. So that was a little, speculative there. And then with Chris Lee saying something is brewing was the site that somethingIsBrewing.xyz was the site that you had to confirm for the other side mint. And now here we have YCXC saying, see you on the other side of our world. So it's just another other side tidbit. Is this a red herring? Are they trying to throw us off their scent? Or is this just, more precursor to what could be coming, especially with that Coda, who knows? So So that's it for this week. This is a short video, but I just want to do a recap. You're probably watching this on October 18th, and we're going to hopefully see a whole new slew of quests coming in this week. It's really exciting. Where is this going, right? Maybe we're going to get some details on how many of these pieces of luggage that are going to be available and how that's going to roll out. I can't wait to find out. Personally, I'd love a piece of the luggage, and if it has something to do with shoe protection or something like that, that would just be so epic and right on point with the whole brand. So yeah, again, congrats to the whole team. You guys are crushing it, and I'm excited, and this has been completely epic. So until next time, go news yourself. Hey, real quick, just a couple other things I forgot to mention in that video that I'd like to go over. One being here, just another speculation on what the Rimowa collab could be. Here we see a laptop with the AI worm on it. Possibly a really high-end laptop case, something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Especially you got the creator economy, a lot of people using computers. It'd be pretty cool if you could take your high-powered laptop with you wherever in a protective Rimowa case. That'd be great with a little artifact logo on it or something cool. Could see that happening. Also, one other thing. Jarlin sent a picture of his actual physical apartment. And on the wall, he had this image right here. Put a tweet out that said, looking like the mech status is at power level 1 out of 14. You can see these power bars right here. There's 14 of them. Currently at 0%. Wonder how the mech gains power. Through quests? 10KTF had a mech that required questing to power up. Also, BAYC has the mecha apes. Kodas, mechs, is it all connected? Either way, we need to power this thing up. So, yeah, we have some mechs involved. This seemed like a little piece of alpha that Jarlin dropped in his crib, so that was just two further things I wanted to throw in there at the end, and who knows what all that means, but I think we'll find out this week. So here we go. Let's find out.